to fuck with them.
No, seriously, what he's saying, I always wanted one. I always wanted just one. I want to have one, have him on my couch, and be like, bro, okay, so now that you played Doom 93 on the computer, this is Doom 2016. Okay, watch and then turn the lights off and then be like, okay, so we just got here. This is a fried chicken sandwich. We're about to watch The Matrix, and you're gonna get a rub and tug after this, dude.
I would like tell me the story of your ancestors. And I'm like, we were birthed by the moon dragon, and he comes back every month, and we have to scare him away with our prayers, or he'll eat us again.
You're not doing a drone show to torture him, are you?
Let me show you my ancestors real quick, and I just put on Lord of the Rings, and I pretend like I'm descended from Aragorn. So anything I say goes. Understand? And
my ancestors fought the moon dragon a million times, and we threw a ring in a volcano, so he never comes back.
Or honestly, just show him the Apollo.
My ancestors fought for Numenor.
I saw where they were talking to an uncontacted tribe one time, and they were explaining that, like, hey, we walked on the moon, and they're like, ha, okay, sure you did.
they're like, hey, we got to kill this guy. We gotta fucking kill him right now.
The problem is how quickly, though, like they will, because they did a documentary one time where they brought over like some of the poorest dudes out of some shithole country, and like, this is America, and they were like flipping out. They're like, oh my god. They brought them to the grocery store, and they're like, what the fuck, you have all this fucking food, whatever. And you're like, oh, that's so incredible, the childlike wonder, the experience of the great bounty. I can't wait to see. And they came back to him in a year, and they're all like, yeah, this is my car, and we got some weed. And you're like, no. Oh, like they immediately like assimilated into the culture, or like wearing chains and tracksuits and shit.
He was so blown away by our American grocery stores. It's just a shame he molested that 7-year-old on the way in here.
80% is 4 in his village.
Oh yeah, well.
Jesus Christ.
No, it would be, dude, just those guys would be so fun to pal around with. Everything you ever showed them, you ever show somebody like a YouTube video that you're really proud of, and immediately it doesn't click for them, and you're like,
music too.
45 seconds into it, and it's very awkward.
That sucks.
Like, it's a 4-minute
I've stopped
video.
ever showing people YouTube videos specifically because that's the most terrifying interaction.
You show this Koopa
What are you
Koopa
showing
guy
me?
from the Dudu tribe of Paraguay, and I don't care what it is, woodworking, fucking space documentary. He's just gonna sit there in wonderment. Oh, the magical screen. Can I enter? He's gonna try to enter. He's gonna try to get inside of the fucking TV when he sees water or something. He's gonna start drinking.
So you are telling me that this is not happening right now?
See, the problem is you think that he would have the process that you did to be introduced, but he's getting it at a weird time. So like, now that I'm thinking about it, if I was like, oh yeah, here's Doom 2016, here's this show, here's Lord of the Rings, here's whatever, he would probably, if you did show him everything, he would probably like have the phone up with like some dumb fucking gambling game type thing. I'd be like, porn in between gambling. Like, the phone would get him.
That is fascinating, but frankly, I've almost got this retard in Kentucky out of his savings. So give me 10 minutes.
No, he's one of those type of Indians.
I feel like
it is interesting. Like, did we introduce certain technologies to certain cultures like too early? You know, were certain cultures ready for the cell phone and the internet? Because some of them
India wasn't ready for Twitter.
No, they were not at all. And the only thing they've done is they've been like, I can scam white people into buying me iTunes gift cards.
When I was like 12, Sony invented the Walkman. So it was the first time I ever heard a headset. And that I feel like I had this uncontacted tribe moment where all of a sudden it's like, where is the music coming from? Where is it's like it's everywhere and nowhere at the same time.
Insane. And the fact that like music, the song that you enjoyed, you're used to waiting for it to come onto the radio and someone's talking during it, or maybe you just heard a piece of it.
First 30
but to be able to like actually, for me, it was a Discman, and I put a CD in it and had good headphones, and headphones was never an experience that came with like a music kit or ever, like, you know, and it was crazy. It was crazy because there's nothing comparable to it.
Mm-hmm.
I remember having dial-up, and it would take like an hour, maybe 2 hours to download like one MP3. And I remember one shithead kid came over to my house. He went, "All your music's gay," and he deleted like half my MP3s. And I'm like, "That was 6 months of work." And I
that is dumb.
Wow.
And I can
fought the
only
shit out of me and that kid got into it. I was like, "What the fuck?"
I truly believe, just based on the amount of magic cards you have and what you're into, you definitely had the worst music.
Oh, I had terrible. It was a bunch of like anime theme songs and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know this.
Okay, he did you a favor.
Yo, the ending song from the third Ranma movie fucking rocks, and we all know it.
If he had deleted the other half of your music, you might have got a girlfriend. You were this close.
I remember when we had like our one dial-up PC, like the family PC, and my mom and dad would, on very specific occasions, both go and be like, "We're taking your younger brother to his hockey game and we're both going." And I'd be like, "All right, well, I guess I'll stay home." And then it was just a frantic, like, "Can I please download like 2 images in decent quality?"
Yeah.
Just 2, so I could jack off to it. And then you would see like sometimes like you'd get down to like the tit or the navel level on a download, and you'd be like, this isn't gonna crack it. Cancel this. We got to go back to the site and find another thing.
Today's kids will never know about
I made
loading
big use
porn
of
onto
the
PSP memory card to take on vacation. Your parents are like, "We playing God of War? Shut up!"
I remember.
When my friend got a PSP, and that was sick.
Yeah, dude, that was a fucking moment.
When internet porn was new, pop-ups were not solved yet. They were always popping up windows everywhere, and porn sites were the worst at it. But I had a positive attitude. I was like, "Joke's on you. I like this too."
Dude,
bagger after bagger.
I don't mind if I do.
I remember
I got a lot of work done to those preview videos where it was like, you know what? I don't even need the whole sex. She pops her tits out in this preview.
My shame,
I can do this.
My shame was accidentally somehow getting a virus on the family computer that Simpsons porn pop-ups kept showing up. And I was like, I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
Clearly my sister did this. Yeah.
It's always instant.
It's her fault. I have no idea where this came from. I had no idea how to get. Literally, there were 6 months of our life where you would use the family computer and you're like, "God damn it, Marge, stop it." Like,
Vito, were you looking up horrible things about Maggie from The Simpsons? No, it just popped up.
Why'd you
Dad did it. Fuck you.
I'd go and help people with their computers back in the day, and I'd like sit down and be like, "Yeah, there's an issue," and like I would go and like touch the mouse, and like then a pop-up would come up, like a horny pop-up, and then I like lift my hands up off the keyboard and mouse, like, oh. Like now this is I'm in your goon station. I know what's wrong here. Pop-up, like a pop-up virus thing, that's only from visiting porn sites. And you don't remember back in the day, the address bar where you put in like www. Now you could put in whatever you want and it'll Google it. Back in the day, it literally had to be http://www. whatever. So my buddy got a computer and I went over like the second day he had it, like first thing in the morning. We're like, "Yeah, let's go on the internet." We go on the internet, we hit the address bar, and there's like I feel bad. There's like 115 different titties, pussy,
big tits.com, pussy.com.
His old Belgian dad. No, he didn't know the .com part. He was just typing horny shit and pressing enter, and it wasn't working. And he was trying other things, pornos, titties, tits, porno. And he's like typing
real king shit.
What is the code?
It's his dad's like he had to start getting, he didn't want to give up. He was getting creative and specific. It's like too much information.